Hey guys, figured I would do that tutorial, do it yourself to the ceiling right here. Kind of give you guys an idea of like what we did and how much it cost us. So for my house, I have the ceiling was that textured ceiling or whatever, popcorn ceiling, and it was the age of the house is pre like 90, so it's an eight. It was made in 86, 85, I want to say. So they were still using some of the areas around here were still using asbestos to make the texture for the popcorn ceiling. So instead of scraping it to make more of a mess and run the risk of spreading that crap around, we went to Lowe's and bought this really thin pieces of wood that comes in a set of 10. And every set is like 11 bucks. And so I think it was like $110. So for 10 sets of 10, right here, covered from this portion of the kitchen all the way over to about the starting point of where the mirror's at. So a couple of slats before the smoke detector there. And I mean that's a huge portion. And the cool thing about those things is you can take them back because you're not going to get perfect pieces of wood every single time. You're going to find some that are cracked around the edges, or the ends might be cracked or dinged up or whatever, and it's just not really worth it to have them. So what I would do is I would collect out of the pack of 10, I would collect the ones that are good, and then I would make a stack of ones that were bad. And then with that stack, I would take those back to Lowe's, and they would just exchange it for a whole new pack. So I mean, you're getting a 10 pack or whatever of maybe like 50-50. You might have some that you can use, but then you have some that you might take. I mean, if you live far away from a Lowe's, or I don't know if Home Depot has them or not, but if you live far away from a Lowe's, it might be somewhat of an inconvenience. But for me, I mean, it's pretty much down the street. So what I used was a nail gun and liquid nails, also just to give it that extra strength. And what I did is I went around to the ceiling with a stud finder and found my rafters, or whatever, the beams, and I went around with a chalk line, and I just shot the chalk line down, each one of the beams, each one of the rafters, going from this portion to that portion of the house. That way I'd have, essentially a stud for, every 2 feet or whatever the distance was between my, to hold it up a little bit more. And then again, with the liquid nails, I put liquid nails over it, and that would just add more strength. But as you can kind of see, I mean, it looks really, really nice. And then again, you can always whitewash it and give it more of a cottage feel, which we haven't really decided on what we're going to do with the end result of, painting or whatever. But it's really cheap, and it goes all the way through down to the hallway, which again, this was about another 10 pack. So like close to, I don't know, $200, $205 or so for just the wood material. And again, I had a nail gun using just really thin nails, because the stuff's really, really thin, and it's all tongue and groove too. So I'll give you an example. I'll grab a couple pieces of wood and kind of do a little video of what it looks like.